Skin the Hardaway 17. Back with another EP. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all smash that like button for your boy when you roll on in. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, y'all could do your boy a favor. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know where you at right now. Let YouTube know that we in the place to be. You know what I mean? So, I was just thinking to myself. You know what I mean, about a lot of the great fights, that we had last year. You know what I mean? A lot of the great fights that we got going on this year to start the year off, right? And then I got to scrolling and I revisited, right, the Teofimo Lopez versus Josh Taylor uh, fight. And I just got to thinking on how that whole situation, worked out with him and Jack Catterall. One of the more weird, right? One of the more weird, disappointing, you know what I mean, situations in boxing. And they kind of got me to thinking, right? It's that situation with Catterall and Josh Taylor is eerie, similar, right? There's a great resemblance, right, to the situation that happened with Bud Crawford and Errol Spence, if you kind of, paying attention to it, right? So they kind of got me to thinking. I was like, man, uh, we're in the, some people call it, right, the duck era, right? Right now these days, there's more than enough, right? Fighters who is seeming like, don't really want to challenge themselves against the other best of the best, in the sport. Now I know it's always been like this, right? But we live in the present, so we talking about right now, and we talking about the times right now. In the times right now, right? It's looking like there are more guys unwilling to test themselves these days than there has ever been before. You know what I mean? It seems like now these days that there's more people. My pops just texted me out. My pops just texted me. What the hell this nigga doing up this early? He ain't no goddamn way. My dad just texted me out. My bad. But it seems like nowadays, there's more people unwilling to fight than uh than there's ever been, right? And now it's normally, right. You see this. My guy Yoda said, "Yep," and I will not support that bullshit. Right, shout out to my guy Yoda, TWT in the building. My guy MP, what the fuck? My guy D Man Junior. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. You know what I mean? And then like on top of that, right? The sad part is, back in the day, right? There wasn't a whole lot of social media, right? So we didn't know. Well, I ain't gonna say we didn't know, right? We didn't get to see a whole lot of these boxes. You know what I mean? 24/7. Now with social media, these boxes be literally a click in the, a click away, right? A click in the live stream away. So we get a lot of access to them. You know what I mean? These days, it really wasn't, noticeable, right? Really wasn't talked about that much. It really wasn't as easy to pinpoint when fighters didn't want to fight each other, right? When one fighter seemingly didn't want to fight another fighter. But in the time that you got now, right, it's so much technology. These fighters say things, and a lot of these fighters forget them. It's easy for us to go in here, pinpoint some stuff, chop it up, and be like, "Hey, bro, you said you want to fight, dude. Now you not fighting, dude. Now you saying you'll never fight, dude." You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of easy for us to see it. But it's not just like the mid-level boxers, right? It's not the guys, it's not even, the over the hill guys. It's like these days we have some of the best, right? Or who people will consider, right? Or or who is seen as some of the best fighters. Take MMA. What's good, Queen? Appreciate you sliding through. Let me put Tay up here because she look better than everybody in here right now. What's good, Tay? Appreciate you sliding through. She said, "Good morning, T," into my chat. On my way to get oral surgery. Y'all be safe today. Okay, Tay. I'm gonna say a little prayer for you. The funny part is my mama had a little oral surgery yesterday. You know what I mean? But I greatly appreciate you sliding through this thing, Tay. Uh, good luck with that, Queen. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? Good luck with that. Everything gonna work out for you. But I greatly appreciate y'all sliding through this thing. I got 9 people in the building. I got 9 likes. If y'all could do your boy a favor, do your boy solid. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know that you in the building. Right? But it seems like nowadays we got not only like just little mid-level guys, right, lower level guys, up and coming guys. It's like we seem to have like the best of the best fighters not really wanting to challenge themselves these days. And I'm talking about this EP in particular, right? Is about two fighters in particular, right? Both guys who have been on the who have been campaigning on the pound for pound list as of late, which we gonna talk about over the last few years. Bud Crawford and Josh Taylor. We go get into why they've been campaigning on the pound for pound list, but it's like these days it's like it's not even just the mid-level guys, right? It's like the best of the best fighters seemingly not wanting to test themselves against the other best fighters in division, right? This is a gladiator sport, it's boxing, right? This is a sport. This is a combat sport. This is a gladiator sport. This is supposed to be, a man's sport. You got women's boxing as well. So, uh, a woman's sport, right? The biggest and baddest men to the biggest and baddest of the women, right? All the people who compete in boxing. Boxing is a sport you get into to let your nuts hang, right? If you're a woman, you get into this sport to show motherfuckers that you can't be fucked with, right? So there, you would think that there is no room to be afraid, or there is no room, you know what I mean, for maneuvering and jockeying for positioning in the sport. But there's a whole lot of, positioning and jockeying, and there's a whole lot of positioning and jockeying for lighter touches, for easier roads in this sport. And what people say now, some people just call it the business. You know what I mean? I hate that in 2023, right? And I understand that it's part of it. You can't box. You can't box without having business first, right? It goes along with business and boxing does go along together. You can't box without having business first. But what I hate is when the business of boxing is when the business gets in the way of the actual boxing. We have some people who use the business aspect to avoid the boxer. What's good, Shay girl? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Shay girl. Glad you could make it, Queen. Glad you could make it. If y'all could do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Greatly appreciate you sliding through. If y'all could let YouTube know that we live, let YouTube know that we having this boxing conversation. I think I'm gonna be here for a long time this morning. You know what I mean? I'm up. I ain't have too much of a conversation with y'all yesterday, right? So we gonna start this morning. We gonna start this day, all right? If y'all could, I got 10 people in the building now. I got 10 likes. I know more than 10 of y'all been through here already. So if y'all could do your boy solid, hit that thumbs up for your boy when you roll on in. Really appreciate you sliding through. You know what I mean? But it's seeming like these days we got a lot of the top guys, or who people consider to be, the top guys, who is avoid, right, or who seems to be ducking smoke with the other top guys at the division. Now I got two people, the focus of this EP today, Bud Crawford and Josh Taylor. I chose these two fighters because these two fighters are commonly and universally on everyone's pound for pound list. You know what I mean? But I noticed something about these two fighters last year. You know what I mean? Some of y'all might like this, some of y'all might not like this. You know what I mean? But I ain't really here to be like. I'm here, to get, information out, get my point across, have these conversations, which is exactly what, what I mean, we go do. Right. But I noticed something with these two fighters this year. Now I'm not here to make you agree with me. You know what I mean? I'm not here to even sway you with this, right? I'm just here to kind of let you see, the way I saw it, trying to let you in my head a little bit to see am I tripping, right? You know what I mean? But I noticed something right now. We can say what we want to say. I'm gonna start with Josh Taylor and Jack Catterall, and then I bring it on home. You know what I mean, with the Errol Spence and the Bud situation, because I know they jump right there, go give us all blood pressure, high blood pressure, right? So I start with Jack Catterall first. Let me take a little sip of my water. So y'all do your boy solid. Y'all smash that like button for your boy. But we'll start with Jack Catterall in the Josh Taylor situation, right? So let's take a step back for a second. Right? Let's go back. Let's go back. Not way back, but let's go back. Let's go back to Josh Taylor's last fight, right? It feels like way back at this point, right? So let's go back to Jack Catterall's last fight. Jack Catterall's last fight, Josh Taylor last fight, which was with one another, right? Now before Josh Taylor, you know what I mean, was about to fight Jack Catterall, right? Before he was about to fight Jack Catterall, Josh Taylor is the only fighter, right, who I know literally went from being on the top of the world to being looked at, with the side eye to being looked at as, an unworthy champion. That was the quickest switch, you know what I mean, from a fighter who's seen as possibly the best pound for pound fighter in the world to a guy who has completely lost all of his muster, a guy who has completely lost all of his pizzazz, a guy who has completely lost, the fate from within the people. What's good, A17? What's good, A17? We ain't this thing having us a conversation. I'm starting with Josh Taylor. Y'all, just really for a second, let's think about it, yo. It wasn't that long ago. It wasn't that long ago where even myself, right? It wasn't that long ago where people had Josh Taylor, you know what I mean, top three, top two, pound for pound. I most definitely had him number three on my pound for pound list. I had Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford, and Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? That was my pound for pound list about a year or so and a half ago. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor was literally one of the most feared, one of the most respected, one of the most dominant, you know what I mean, champions that we have seen at the 140-pound division. I remember it being talks that I remember it being talks that Josh Taylor could be the best 140-pounder ever. Pablo Escobar, what's good, Pim? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Pablo. Glad you can make it. If y'all could, whether y'all in the building for a good time or a long time, y'all just passing through. Y'all could hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know that we live. I know it's other folks that's going to be going live. I know y'all going to work. Y'all got shit to do. But I greatly appreciate y'all starting y'all morning with your boy. Hit that thumbs up. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that you're passing through. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, greatly appreciate y'all time. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for you. But we go cook for a little minute this morning, have us a little convo. What's good, Big Tits, Pablo Escobar. Appreciate y'all folks sliding through. Right. But I remember time not too long ago. I remember time not too long ago where Josh Taylor was seen as possibly, maybe the best 140 pounder, ever, in the game, pound for pound. And I wouldn't necessarily disagree, you know, at that time, right? I wouldn't have necessarily disagreed with anybody feeling that way. I think before then, right, when you asked Regis Prograde winning it, I figured, man, in my mind, right, I had a hard time putting I had a hard time putting I had a hard time putting anybody, you know what I mean, above right. So I remember the time, right? This is after he beat Jose Ramirez. You remember Jose Ramirez was working on Josh Taylor a little early. He made Josh Taylor adjust a little bit. Josh Taylor made that adjustment, and then he went on to outbox Jose Ramirez, and he eventually dropped. You know what I mean? Jose Ramirez. Josh Taylor was on top of the world, right? There were rumblings right then. There was rumblings right then, right, that Josh Taylor was moving up to 147, right? Y'all remember that talk? Josh Taylor moving up to 147, right? And not only was the rumors that Josh Taylor was moving up to 147, right? He was then talking. Josh Taylor was good, Royalty. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Royalty. Glad you could make it clean. Let me drop the flames for beautiful. It was rumors that Josh Taylor was going up to 147, right? And it was also rumors started by Josh Taylor himself, right? So I really could not even call these things rumors because these came directly out of Josh Taylor's mouth, and it also came out of Bob Aaron's mouth. And at the time, Bob Arum had both fighters, Josh Taylor and Bud Crawford, right? So I digress. So the rumor, right, the rumblings were started by Josh Taylor. It was him that was saying, I'm about to move up to 147. It was him that was saying, you know, I'm open to fighting Bud Crawford. You know what I mean? That's the fight that I want at 147. What's good, Just Do? Appreciate you sliding through. We having us a boxing conversation, man. We basically having a 22-year in review starring Josh Taylor and Bud Crawford. I'm just telling y'all like what I saw from my point of view. You know what I mean? Going in. What's good, dude? Appreciate you sliding through. Glad you can make it, pimping. Glad you can make it. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know where you at, that you in the place to be. Let YouTube know that sudden tea up at motherfucking 6:30 in the morning, talking y'all goddamn ear off. Greatly appreciate my bad, y'all multitask. Right? But I digress. What's good, dude? But where the hell was I at? I know I was talking about Josh Taylor. Like that. Hold on, y'all know I be having. Y'all know I be having my UNC. Oh yeah. Right. Josh Taylor was on top of the world right after that Jose Ramirez when he had took Jose Ramirez's own. Jose Ramirez was an undefeated fighter. Josh Taylor was an undefeated fighter that was seen as one of, if not the biggest test, right? Maybe outside of that Regis Prograis, right? He had that Prograis fight that people kind of question, you know what I mean, a little bit. But Josh Taylor gave a valiant effort. Josh Taylor gave a valiant effort, right? He did damn good in that fight. So we gave him the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean, with Regis Prograis. But in hindsight, right, a lot of us go back and we look at like, dang, you know, he was in Scotland. It was a close fight. Maybe if he was in America, it would have went different, right? But this EP ain't about that. I digress, right? But he was coming off his win versus Jose Ramirez. He stopped it. I said stop it. He knocked Jose Ramirez down, I think, multiple times in that fight, right? So he coming off the Ramirez win where he outboxed Ramirez. He exposed the holes in Jose Ramirez game. He's on top of the world right now. We want him to not even have another fight at 140, right? And we bringing it home right now. We catching ourselves up to speed, right? We going from the beginning to where we at now. And then we almost to where we at now, right? Y'all remember right after that Jose Ramirez fight that a lot of us, me myself, I was like, bro, nobody wants to see you defend that title at 140. We know that you the best guy at 140. I know you want to get a title defense at 140 to make it real, but bro, you ain't got nothing to prove at 140. You beat Jose Ramirez, you beat Regis Prograis, who was widely considered the best people at 140 outside of yourself. You, Jose Ramirez, and Regis Prograis. At this time, right, we're considered the best guys at 140, and you just dispatched, you know what I mean, or both of them. I don't want to see you fight this dude, right, named Jack Catterall that we never heard of before a day in our life. I don't want to see you fight some dude named Jack Catterall. I don't want to see you fight some dude named Jack Catterall that I ain't never heard of before a day in my goddamn life. You hinted that you was moving up, you know, to 47. I want to see you move at 47, right? Josh Taylor, at this point, you already the best 140 guy. I don't think nobody bad heard messing with you. Go ahead and move up. You ain't got nothing else to prove. You ain't got to defend anything. You throwing the bull fight out there in the air. Go on, move up, fight Bud. The people ready for it. I was giving him a damn good chance to beat Bud. If y'all was over here, y'all remember that. I was giving Josh Taylor a damn good chance. You know what I mean? To beat Bud Crawford. I was ready. I was ready for that. I was ready for that. I was ready for that fight. Like the moment they see it, I was actually preparing and lining up my mind for that fight even beforehand. I had that Josh Taylor versus Bud fight on my mind even beforehand. You know what I mean? I was lining that shit up as soon as he beat Jose Ramirez, right? So when he threw this Jack Catterall guy, who I had no clue was at that time, I know damn well who Jack Catterall is now, right? But when he threw this Jack Catterall name in here that I had no clue who he was that time, like, bro, but nobody want to see you fight this fight. I know this just to get you a defense so you can move up, but bro, you might as well just move up. You know what I mean? But he went on ahead and he went through with this Jack Catterall fight. So of course, you know me, right? I bet on Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? I put Josh Taylor in my parlay. I know Josh Taylor from the smoke this Jack Catterall dude. He damn near knock him out. But I didn't take knockout that day, right? Because I ain't know much about Jack. I just knew that Josh Taylor would indeed win that fight, right? Yo, I got 13 people in the building. I got 16 likes. Can I get everybody in the building that ain't hit that thumbs up to hit that thumbs up for your boy? I don't know if it's your first time, but if you could not make it your last time, could you hit that subscription button as well? We talk this good boxing every day, not just today. You know what I mean? So I ain't really want to see Josh Taylor go out there and dust this Jack Catterall dude up. You know what I mean? But so he signed to fight this Jack Catterall dude, right? So I'm like, okay, man, you can go and fight the Jack Catterall dude. I put Josh Taylor in the parlay, right? I start the fight to see my boy Josh Taylor because y'all remember over here before Josh Taylor pulled these Jack Catterall moves. Y'all remember T was a big Josh Taylor fan. I wish my boy Ghost was here. You know what I mean? Y'all remember T was a huge Josh Taylor fan. I had Josh Taylor number 3 on my pound for pound list before. I think it was before Earl Spence had came back off that car accident or something like that. I had Josh Taylor ranked above Earl Spence, bro, because Josh Taylor had got undisputed before Earl had got the unified title. I think it was like before the Sean Porter fight, I think I had Josh Taylor ranked above Earl Spence, but I moved Earl Spence above him because the consistent level of opponent that he continued to have over the last course of the 4 years, and Jack Catterall ain't had a fight in about 4 years. You know what I mean? So, that's how that happened. But I had Josh Taylor ranked above Earl Spence. You know what I mean? I had Bud Crawford ranked above Earl Spence, truth be told. But Earl just over the, last 3-4 years, his resume and his fights, like his last 5 to 6 fights in a row. And really, if you go back further than that, it's like 12 fights in a row, right? But for sure, like his last 5-6 fights just been like almost uncomparable. You know what I mean? When you really look at it, people tell you, well, it's just 147, it's only, but look at his recent run at 47. Beautiful. Like, it's a beautiful run. You know what I mean? What's good, PGH? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, PGH. What's good, Pittsburgh, big dog? Glad you can make it pimp. If y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Jay Gibson, what's good? TWT in the building. My blood cuz, what's good? What's good, Jay Gibson? Big blood, but my nigga crib. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, paper. Cassandra. What's good, Cassandra? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Queen. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. Everybody say hey to Miss Cassandra. Everybody say hey to Miss Cassandra. What's good, Miss Cassandra? Appreciate you sliding through. We having us a boxing conversation. We talking about Jose Miguel. We talking about Josh Taylor and Bud Crawford. Right now, we on the Josh Taylor. I didn't stop the story, right? We about to fight Jack Catterall right now, right? I just explained how, you know what I mean, I wanted to see. And Josh Taylor himself, was saying before the Jack Catterall fight, he was going up to 147. He was going to fight Bud and Earl Spence and all that. He was going to take that division. And how, we at that time, we believed him because at that time, Josh Taylor was seen as the best guy at 140. This is pre-Jack Catterall, right? This is pre-Jack Catterall, right? Josh Taylor was seen as the best guy at 140. You know what I mean? We was talking about tanking Josh, man, taking Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? We was trying to push that at a point in time, right? And then Josh said, I'm going to fight one more fight and go up to 47 and fight Bud. I was like, man, go ahead and fight Bud now. But he insisted on fighting this Jack Catterall dude, right? So he getting in the ring with this Jack Catterall dude, right? I already got my bet in on Josh Taylor. I'm thinking he about to dust this dude up, right? So the first round started, right? They come out there, they going back and forth, pretty much a fill out round. Josh got a couple, Jack got a couple. Josh got a couple, Jack got a couple. You know what I mean? The first round, like anybody else fight. AB, what's good, AB? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it pimp. AB, the IT in the building. The I having none of this shit. Glad you can make it, my boy. Yo, I got 14 people in the building now. I got 19 likes. If y'all could do your boy a favor, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that you live. Help your boy get me a YouTube algo so everybody can know that we live. You know, not just the family, not just us. Greatly appreciate everybody sliding through. We having us a conversation real quick. We talking about you know, how I got away with ducking. This is 2022-23 edition, starring Bud and Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? Right now, we on Josh Taylor. Right now, we basking in Josh Taylor's greatness because Josh Taylor was most definitely viewed as one of the great fighters of today. I don't know how right this man went from being viewed as one of the best fighters in the world today to one of the biggest ducks of our time right now, right? And not even a fight. He hasn't even had a fight yet. And that man's reputation literally in one fight went from unflowered, like untouched, unscratched. We even looked over him being a horrible fucking person. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor is a horrible individual, right? But because he fought the best and he got in the ring, we even looked over that. We even looked over that fight with you and Regis Prograis was nip and tuck. Could have went either way. Some people feel like you lost. Some people feel like you won. You ended up getting the win on your home, you know, territory. But a lot of people feel like they're both from Louisiana. The Regis Prograis, y'all boy better stop playing with Regis. Them little boys that won for it ain't ready for Regis. A lot of people feel like long live coach. A lot of people feel like Regis beat you. You know what I mean? That Louisiana boy feel like he beat you. You know what I'm saying? I think he beat you, right? But you showed your ass in that fight. You know what I mean? You fought good enough in that fight where motherfuckers had to put respect on your name, win, lose, or draw. Right? Now we want to see that rematch again, and it never happened, right? But we even looked over that off the fact that you fought Reed. We looked over the fact that you ain't give him the rematch because you fought him in general, right? Mm-hmm. So you go in there, you fight this Jack Catterall guy, right? Who we all think you about to dust up, right? First round go by, feel that round like most boxing matches, right? Feel that round, right? The second round start, right? The second round is kind of like the first round, right? Feel that round, right? He still, you know, find you kind of even, right? Then the third round start, pretty much the same thing, right? Y'all in that thing, y'all going back and forth, feel that round. The fourth round start, now you got people, right, like me, right? The fourth round start, I'm like, damn, Josh Taylor still haven't created. Tay D, what's good, Tay D? Appreciate you starting to do this thing, bro. Glad you make win this thing, having us a boxing conversation. We walking down, you know, Josh Taylor and how he, you know, wasted this man's time, how he dunked him real quick. But I don't want to jump the gun, man. Y'all know I believe. Y'all know I'm gonna walk y'all around the park and then we go get to the point. You know what I mean? But you know, so boom. So the fourth round started, right? And I'm like, damn, Josh Taylor still ain't you know, created separation. My guy Tay D come right in on point. I like Tay D. He said, so did Josh Taylor drop them belts because of Jack? I thought it was because his affiliation with Killerhan. We finna talk about the Tay D. We finna get into it. We finna get apparently right. The Killerhan thing worked itself out because he was about to fight Tio. You know what I mean? Now he is fighting on ESPN, right? He is fighting on ESPN, right? So that's nothing. We know Bob Arum openly worked with Killerhan before. You know what I mean? Admittedly, right? But I think the Killerhan thing might not be a problem no more because now he's about to fight Tio. We still got to see who he fight. You know what I mean? Teddy, he still ain't necessarily had a fight yet. We got to see who he fight. You know what I mean? Where he fight at matter. You know what I mean? So we'll know more exactly, like, depending on where they fight at, who he fight at. Because if he fight in America, Teddy, then everything Gucci, right? But I think it's a little bit of both. Like my guy Josh just said, I think it's a little bit of both, Teddy. I think he okay with not fighting Jack Catterall by any means. You know what I mean? I think he Gucci with not fighting him by any means. Right. But the Killerhan thing, I guess we still kind of got to wait to see. He ain't had a fight in a minute, right? So maybe, you know, they didn't figure it out everything they need to figure out. Maybe they didn't absolve him, you know what I mean, from Killerhan. Because if y'all remember or not, we'll talk about it because it's relative to Josh Taylor, right? We'll talk about it for a second. Y'all remember Josh Taylor came out and openly made a statement that he was no longer working with Killerhan. No, him making that personal statement saying, I'm no longer, meaning that he was. Now, his relationship with Killerhan wasn't a drug relationship, right? It was a boxing relationship. But he had to come out and make a statement like a lot of those guys did that he wasn't working with him no more. So it's already publicly known that you was working with him. You know what I mean? I think he was stringing this fight along, right, because of the Killerhan situation, because of the uncertainty, and because he really did not want to fight Jack Catterall. I think him fighting Teofimo Lopez, right, let us know that he never wanted to fight Jack Catterall. First, I'm getting a little ahead, right? I'm getting a little ahead, Teddy. Hold on, Teddy. Let me walk you out through. I'm in the fourth round right now. I'm getting a little ahead. Right? So the fourth round going on. He hasn't created separation from Jack Catterall yet, right? You know what I mean? So the fifth round start. right? So the fifth round started, and now at this point, Jack Catterall is the one that's starting to establish his dominance, right? I say the first 4 rounds was close. You could have had those first 4 rounds either way. You know what I mean? Me personally, me watching the fight, right? Looking back on, you could have had them first 4 rounds either way. But Jack Catterall, Jack Catterall, he came in with a game plan, right? And he stuck to it. Jack Catterall looked as crisp and as sharp as he did from round 1 than he did in round 12. Now, I think he got just a little tired, right? On the back end, he started using his bike a little more than, the eyes would like, right? He wasn't really getting hit like that, but he was using his bike a little more than the eyes would like. And he kind of stopped throwing a little bit to regain his breath. You know what I mean? But I think without a shadow of a doubt, most people, I think 95% of the people who watch that fight, everybody outside of Scotland, right, and people not named Taylor, right, I feel like everybody feel like Jack Catterall won that fight. I think that, right, when we saw Josh Taylor get another, you know what I mean, close decision, right, another fight where he clearly lost. He might have lost the Regis Prograis fight, right, and then he go fight Jack Catterall where he clearly lost and he get that decision. I think that made us right there. That was the first red flag. We was like, well, damn, we just saw you lose to him clearly, and we saw you and Regis have a close fight, and you edged it out. But damn, was Regis ever gonna get a chance to beat you, right? And then that made people like me go back and actually do my homework again, right? And when I went back and did my homework again, right, I realized that Regis outlanded him on the punch stats, right? Regis out jabbed him. You know what I mean? Regis did more damage in the fight. Josh Taylor eye was closed. You know what I mean? He was bleeding. You know what I mean? And Regis, had a couple of red bruises and shit. You know what I mean? But he a light skinned nigga. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But Josh Taylor shit was closed, black, shut. You know what I mean? Regis outlanded him. He threw more punches. He landed a high percentage. He landed more punches. You know what I mean? He inflicted more damage. So damn. So I went back. I go back and look, and now I'm like, well, I just saw them rob Catterall. So now I'm starting to feel like that they actually did rob Regis, right? So they kind of tainted that. So we like, okay, Josh, we mess with you, Josh. No, Josh, you're a killer, Josh. You fight everybody. You fight the best. Anyway, you already fought, you know what I mean, Regis Prograis, right? So we know Josh Taylor go running back. He know that he ain't really win that fight, right? So we know he go running back with this guy that we never heard of, Jack Catterall, right? So Josh Taylor come out and say, nope, I'm not gonna run the back with Jack Catterall because it's hard for me to make 140, so I'm moving up to 147. That's the reason that I'm not gonna fight Jack Catterall, right? So when Josh Taylor said that, I understood that too. You know what I mean? Well, it's hard for him to make the weight. He said he was going up to 147 before the fight anyway, right? So cool. You're going to 147. I get it. You ain't gonna fight him, right? But then Josh Taylor come back and say that he not go go to 147. He gonna stay at 140. Right. So boom, he stayed at 140. So I'm like, okay, shit, you gonna stay at 140. You got a mandatory coming up with Williams Zapata. He the WBC mandatory. You got an IBF mandatory coming up with Jeremiah Ponce. Jeremiah Ponce fight this Saturday, fight Sabrina Matias for Josh Taylor vacant belt, which we about to get into now, right? You got a mandatory coming up with Jeremiah Ponce for the IBF belt. So you got WBC mandatory, you got Jeremiah Ponce, right? And you got this Jack Catterall fight, right? So what Josh Taylor said, right, in which I gave him credit for, I did an EP on it, right? I'm just letting y'all, see what I saw, from my man. I'm trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, right? But I see the red flags with Reeves and Jack Catterall, right? But now I'm still giving him the benefit. Like, okay, well, I know he gonna fight this dude again, right? But he said he moving up, so I get it. If you moving up, you can't fight. It's hard for you to make the weight, but you gonna stay down here, right? So now you got mandatories to fight. So I'm now okay. I'm like, okay, well, I get it. You can't fight Jack because you got to defend, your mandatories. So what Josh Taylor said was, now I'm dropping all my belts, right? This is where the duck move came. This is where the duck move came. This is where Josh Taylor started to play us like we was foul, like we was dumb. This is where the duck move came. Josh Taylor said, okay, man. He started getting his belt stripped from him, right? He was like, I'm letting them take the belt. I'm dropping the belts, right? Directly, indirectly, because I'm putting all my marbles in this Jack Catterall fight. I want to fight Jack Catterall. Him and Jack Catterall signed the fight about a year and a half ago. The first time Josh Taylor got hurt. The first time Josh Taylor got hurt, right? The second time Josh Taylor got hurt, right? The third time, oh, it's a contract situation, right? You know what I mean? So you didn't get all your belts taken away, right? You was the undisputed champion of the world, meaning you had all 4 belts, right? You didn't get the WBC belt taken away from you. Regis Prograis just beat up Jose Zepeda for that. You were supposed to fight Jose Zepeda. You got the IBF belt taken from you. Jeremiah Ponce, who you was supposed to fight, about to fight Sabrina Matias. I mean, you got the IBF. Yep, you got the IBF strap. Jeremiah Ponce about to fight Sabrina Matias for the IBF strap, right? You got the WBC, the IBF, and you got the WBA strap. Alberto Puello just fought the Russian guy. His name's slipping me right now. I don't want to attempt his name. He got that Russian name. I'm gonna fuck it up. Askarov. I think it's Askarov, right? You just Sabrina, not Sabrina Matias. Alberto Puello just fought Askarov for the WBA strap, right? So now Josh Taylor got 1 WBO belt. He said, I let go of all them belts because I want to focus on Jack Catterall because I know that's the fight that the people want to see. I know that's the fight, that the fans want. They got questions about it. So that's the fight that I'm taking. Josh Taylor, a unified Doug, bro. We finna walk his ass down, bro. We walking his ass down. He said, I'm letting go all the belts. The man got rid of the man dropped 3 belts because he wanted to fight Jack Catterall, quote unquote, and he still didn't fight Jack Catterall, right? But I digress. I digress. I don't want to jump the gun. I don't want to jump the gun. So now you got 1 strap, right? Now all this shit is about 6 months ago, right? This shit is about 6 months ago. Probably everybody said I can understand wanting to defend all the belt. Trevor sitting the check goes to the body. Yeah, I get that, Pablo, right? But the reason what he said right is he said I'm letting them take my belts because I want to fight Jack Catterall. Otherwise, you fight these fighters, you fight these Jose Zepeda, you fight these Jeremiah Ponce, you fight these Sabrina Matias, you fight these Regis Prograis again, right? Because those are the guys at the top division. Those are the guys coming for your title. If you're going to stay at 140, why would you stay at 140 to let go of the belts and you're undisputed? The reason you gave made sense though, because I want to fight Jack Catterall, the fight that everybody think I lost. I got something to prove to myself, to y'all, and to Jack Catterall. That's what Josh Taylor said. It makes sense if you letting go the belts to do that, right? Because that's the fight you want to see. Because everybody feel like he beat you. I got 21 people in the building. I got 22 likes. I know more than 22 of y'all been through here. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, we having a boxing conversation. We on Josh Taylor right now. We almost hit the home right now. I'm trying to drive the poor home to y'all. I'm trying to, help y'all see it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to help y'all see it. The reason you let go, there's no reason you stay at 140, let go of all your belts, unless you got a point to prove, which is what you said. You want to fight Jack Catterall. You don't give a damn about them other belts. You already beat Regis, right? You got that in your pocket, right? You beat Regis already, right? If you could beat Regis, you could beat anybody. Boom. Deal with Jack Catterall, the person that people think beat you. That's what you said. I fuck with it. I understood that. That made perfect sense to me. It didn't make sense to me why you was dropping your belts. And then you came out and said, oh, because I want to fight Jack Catterall. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, boom. Yeah, Josh, I knew you weren't no hoe, Josh. I knew you was the one after 2, Josh. Right? And at this time, this is about 6 months ago. So Josh Taylor is supposed to fight. Jack Catterall this year in about January, right? He get hurt again, right? So I'm like, damn, man, Josh Taylor got hurt like 4 or 5 times fighting this Jack Catterall, dude. These folks been sitting out a year and a half with this fight that almost happened. What's good, DP Rocker? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. Glad you can make it, DP. DP, exactly, DP, because he said he was moving up, DP. Shout out my guy, DP Rock. I know if y'all just getting in, y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. DP, he said he didn't want that immediate rematch. Remember, because right after the fight, even before the fight, right? We talked about that a little earlier. Or even before the fight, he was saying that he was going up to 147 to challenge Bud and Earl Spence. You remember that, DP? You remember before that fight with Jack Catterall, remember that dude we ain't even know Jack Catterall at first, right? We didn't even want to see him fight Jack Catterall. We wanted to see him go straight up to 47 and try his luck, right? He was saying he was going up to 47. You know what I mean? So after the fight, he was like, it was hard for me to make the weight. It was hard. This is what Josh Taylor was saying. He was like, it was hard for me to make the weight, so I'm not gonna fight Jack Jack Catterall again, right? Like y'all won't because I'm going up to 47 to fight bigger fights. And then he came, I'm giving you the rundown again, DP. And then he came back and said, well, I'm going to stay at 140. And then they started taking his belts because he wasn't fighting. And then everybody was like, hey, bro, why Josh Taylor letting his belts get taken from him? And then Josh Taylor came back and said, oh, I'm letting them take my belts because I'm going to stay at 140. I want to focus all my attention on Jack Catterall. So I don't want to fight Reeves no more. I don't want to fight Sabrina Matias. I don't want to fight Ponce. I want to focus on Jack Catterall. They can have them belts because I'm going to fight Jack. That made sense to me too. Okay, that's why he letting them take the belt because he got something to prove to Jack. I get that, this man shit. I get that. He want to fight this nigga. Fuck them belts. It's about, people think you beat me, so I want to fight you. I already been undisputed. You can't take that from me. So with the belts, without the belts, I want to fight you. I get that, right? But then he started getting hurt, and then the contract issue started coming up, right? DP, and now we fast forward on to James supposed to fight again for the fourth or fifth time, right? Josh Taylor get hurt again. Josh Taylor get hurt. Josh Taylor get hurt again, and now they say we gonna reschedule that jump for March, right? And then boom, we get an announcement that Josh Taylor fight Teofimo Lopez. You get what I'm saying? So you ain't had a fight in a year and a half, right? You ain't had a fight in a year and a half. You supposed to have something to prove, and now you're about to fight Teofimo Lopez. Is he banned from America like Furious? Right now, Pablo Escobar, I guess we're about to see. He ain't had a fight since then, right? I did EP a while back, man. See, Josh Taylor ain't had no fights. You know what I mean? He ain't did a fight since then, but I'm guessing, right? Maybe they didn't got everything figured out if he about to fight Teofimo Lopez, or maybe he got to work with Bob Arum to get a fight. Tyson Fury worked with Bob Arum, he get fights. Yeah, I'm gonna do an EP. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it back, but I did one once before, but I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna bring this shit back together. I don't know if y'all seeing what I'm seeing. This don't really got nothing because Daniel Killahan. They don't know if he banned DP, but he used to be MTK Global. What's good, Freddie C? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Freddie C. Y'all do your boy a favor. I got 21 people in the building. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, whether you just passing through. I know everybody got shit to do. Y'all could hit that thumbs up for your boy. Subscribe to the channel. We talk this good boxing every day, not just today, right? But I digress. Y'all hear me out for a second, right? Y'all remember that when Bob Arum came out and he said that he openly said that he was working with Daniel Killahan for Tyson Fury, and he also I did a Southern T on it. I don't know if y'all was here for it. Y'all remember? He also openly said that he is open to working with law enforcement and telling them everything they need to know. You know what I mean about his relations with Daniel Killahan. We all know that Bob Arum got a history, right, of working with the police. He's an ex-lawyer. You know what I mean? He's been undercover working with the police. All this shit is documented. Fred Barbershop Conversation shows us this shit. You know what I mean? So we all know, he stole, Top Rank from Muhammad Ali. We all know that he helped the Nation of Islam. He helped bring the Nation of Islam down as an informant. We all know that the people that ran Top Rank were black people, Nation of Islam guys, that he sat and soaked up all that information and he stole them folks shit. You know what I mean? We all know this, right? So y'all hear what I'm saying? Like Bob Arum already said he's open to telling the feds whatever they need to know about his relationship with Daniel Killahan. And now you see Bob Arum still, right, putting on the Tyson Fury fight. You see him back with Josh Taylor. Now he may be about to fight Teofimo Lopez. Can Josh Taylor only fight through Bob Arum? Is Bob Arum the only people that could get them motherfuckers fights because he probably because he probably working with them folks to see what the hell DK them got going on. You get what I mean? Bob Arum was working with DK for them Tyson Fury fights. The feds came to question Bob Arum. Remember, y'all did an EP on this on Yahoo Sports right now. You could Google that shit. You know what I mean? Top Rank under investigation for them Las Vegas fights with Daniel Killahan. You get what I'm saying? And that on that article, Bob Arum said that he open to working, and telling them everything they need to know. You get what I mean? So Josh Taylor, Daniel Killahan situation, I guess we're about to see if it's done. We'll see where he fight at, right? He about to fight Teofimo Lopez. If it's in America, I guess he cool. You know what I mean? Or is he cool because he working with Bob Arum, who probably finna take their motherfucking ass down, who known for taking down big organizations and shit. You know what I mean? But anyway, I digress, right? But Josh Taylor still ain't had a fight. So to answer that question, is he clear to fight over here? Yeah, I don't know. Because we don't know where he fighting it. We know who he fighting right now, T.O. But he's supposed to be fighting Jack Catterall for the longest. So who knows exactly when this dude gonna fight? You know what I mean? Him and T.O. ain't even got a date yet or a venue yet. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That jump right there gonna be waiting. See, I'm interested to see where the hell this fight go down. You know what I mean? Right, A17, he said this shit gonna be in Ecuador. Right. You know what I mean? So just depending on you know what I mean? Yeah, Josh was banned. Yeah, Josh was banned. Yep, Josh was banned. Yep. But yeah. So now it come out that you fighting Teofimo Lopez. So basically, bro, you've been telling us for a year and a half, right? You've been telling us for a year and a half that you don't want to fight nobody but Jack Catterall. And you've been getting injured, right, for a year and a half. This fight been got pushed back 4 or 5 times. You know what I mean? And then when you make uh a fight announcement, right? When you finally make a fight announcement, actually when you make your fourth or fifth fight announcement, right? You're not even fighting goddamn Jack Catterall. You fighting Teofimo Lopez. So this dude went to your country, your home country, your backyard, right? He beat you up. Because that's what he did. We all saw him beat your ass up on national TV, right? On live TV. Where it was on the zone, right? We all saw him beat your ass up on that app, right? We all saw him beat your ass up in your backyard. They gave you the fight, right? You pump fake for a year and a half like you go fight, bro. This is basically what happened, bro. That man basically y'all basically had a school y'all fight, right? Everybody saw him whoop your ass. And then you asked for a rematch, right? And then bet he was like, all right, bet. And then he was like, when you want the rematch? And you never scheduled the rematch, but you saw him every day, like I'm gonna beat your ass. You see this man in public, right? And you just want to beat him up. You want to put hands on him. Every time you see him in public, you and Jack Catterall, people got to hold y'all back. You could do all that shit, but you don't want to fight him. I just saw you stand that man down, right, in public, ready to tear his throat out, right? But you supposed to have a bad foot, which is the reason that y'all fight got pushed back from January because you hurt your foot in camp. But you at the fucking you at somebody else fight standing up running the fucking Jack Catterall ready to fight him, but you can't box him in the ring because of your foot. And then your next move after us seeing it, your next move after us seeing you, your next move after us seeing you do that shit is you fighting Teofimo Lopez, bro. You ain't finna tell me. You ain't finna pee on me and tell me it's right. You peed on me, bro. You ain't finna pee on me and tell me it's right, dog. You been leaving us zone the whole fucking time. The only reason you at first look your real move, right? And we gotta start listening to these boxers when they speak. We about to talk about Bud in a second. I gave Josh Taylor an hour on purpose because this shit gonna take at least an hour a piece to fully explain to y'all how these folks pull some the no, these are the two biggest duck moves I ever seen in my life. I thought Bud was the biggest duck, but Josh Taylor move was brilliant. Maybe we was so focused on Bud and Earl, we didn't even see Josh Taylor setting this magnificent duck move up a fucking Jack Catterall. They pulled the same move, y'all. Josh and Bud pulled the exact same move, the exact same year, the exact same way. Now, true enough, Josh Taylor went a year and some change, and I gave him number one because he did he strong his jump out way longer than, but he beat Bud by at least 5 or 6 months. You know what I mean? He beat Bud by at least 5 or 6 months. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor did this shit so smooth, so cold. You know what I mean? He did that jump so smooth, so cold. And I still think they setting that up, Tay, to be real with you. I still think they setting that up, right? But man, Josh Taylor did this jump so smooth and so cold. You know what I mean? This right here was nasty. That man basically, bro, you told us for a whole year and a half. First of all, you didn't tell us why you started letting them strip your belt. People just started talking shit about you. And then you had to come out, whether it was you or your PR team, whoever it was, y'all had to come out and y'all had to give us a reason. Oh yeah, well, we letting all the belts go, not because we scared to fight Regis Prograis again, not because we scared to fight Matias again, not because we scared to fight Jeremiah Ponce, right? But we dropping the belts because we go give the people what they want. We know the people think that Jack Catterall beat us, and we'll fight other people, and we go get the people to fight they want, right? Boom. So now you pulling that addiction shit, right? Like you finna give us the shit that we want. So we believe it, right? That was a year and a half ago, my nigga. And now he's not fighting Jack again. DP about to fight Teofimo. See, my nigga DP didn't even know you're not about to fight Jack again. It's people that still think you fighting Jack Catterall. DP is not fighting Jack Catterall, bro. The man about to fight Teofimo Lopez, bro. That's why we here. See what I'm saying, DPT? That's why I'm here. See, that's why I'm here to bring attention to shit like that, bro. No, this man is not about to fight Jack, bro. Man about to fight Teofimo, bro. Man about to fight Teofimo Lopez, bro. You done strung us along for a year and a half. You done gave us every excuse in the book. You want to do it for the people. You want to, it's not about the belts. It's about man to man, right? But you constantly getting injured every time to fight. What that sound like? It sound like you don't want to come outside. It sound like you don't want to come outside, bro. Them niggas you said don't be outside. You know what I mean? But he said it. The first thing he said, y'all, the very first thing he said was the real thing. And we gotta listen to these boxers when they speak. That was my whole point before I got into a 10-minute soliloquy about some whole other shit, right? But yeah, we gotta start listening to these boxers when they speak, right? And Bud did the same thing. But Josh Taylor told us from the beginning when I asked him before rematch, he said, "No, I'm not fighting him again." Now the reason that he gave was bullshit, right? But the basis was I'm not fighting him again. The reason that he gave was I can't make the weight. The reason that he gave was bullshit because it turned out to be bullshit because he's still fighting at 140 right now. You get what I'm saying? But the reason that he gave was bullshit, but the basis was no, I'm not fighting the rematch. Now the reason he said was I'm not fighting the rematch because I can't make the weight no more. I want to go to 47 and challenge the guys at 47, like he said previously. So I understood that that's what he said, right? Right. The reason was bullshit because today he's still at 140 pounds, so he clearly could make the weight. The reason he didn't want to fight him, which we know now, is because simply, bro, he just did not want that fucking work again. Right? That man beat him up. He know he got beat up. He know if he fight him anywhere other than Scotland, right, he wouldn't have got that decision. He not trying to get back in the ring with that man. He strung us along for a whole goddamn year in about 4 months. You know what I mean? As if he was gonna fight this man. Had us looking at these two. You know what I mean? This rematch, this part two, this rematch, like this shit really was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Because this is a fight that we wanted to see happen. Originally, he shot the fight down, right? And then that backlash came. And then he had to retract and say, "Well, now I'm dropping the belt because I want to fight Jack." And that's when stuff kind of got good again. But basically, he was lying to us the whole time. You know what I mean? Because negotiations get made, right? Negotiations don't get made overnight. And I'm gonna segue this on into you know what I mean, Bud Crawford, right? You know what I'm saying? Like these guys pulled the same move. They did it so smooth. The same move. So smooth. You know what I mean? Negotiations don't get made overnight. He basically used the exact Catterall sting. He used the exact Catterall fight to keep himself relevant. You know what I mean? I'm starting to think it was a lot of goddamn, factors going on with Josh Taylor, type deal. You know what I mean? He used the exact Catterall, you know what I mean, sting to keep himself relevant, right? While he found himself another fight. Teofimo Lopez wasn't even at 140 at the time of their first fight. You know what I mean? That's how you know. That's how you know this shit, just came out. This ain't been going on too long. Teofimo Lopez only been at 140, what about 5 or 6 months, right? So you clearly started working on this fight after Jack Catterall. You and Jack Catterall supposed to been fighting for a year and a half. Now all of a sudden you fighting Teofimo Lopez. You was just waiting for something to get you out of your fight. You know what I mean? Kind of like Bud Crawford. He was just waiting for BLK Pride, right? Josh Taylor was just waiting for Bob Arum to find him a better opportunity than Jack Catterall. You know what I mean? He was just waiting for, who his manager over there in the UK. I forgot his manager over there in the UK name. But it ain't Danny Gill anymore. But he was just waiting, for them to find him, somebody who wouldn't whoop his ass like Jack Catterall. You know what I mean? Whooped his ass. His plan was never to fight dude, and that's what he said as soon as he was never going to fight dude. Yo, I got 20 people in the building. I got 27 likes. If you in the building right now, y'all hit that thumbs up. You know what I mean? for your boy. Josh Taylor literally, right? Josh Taylor literally, Josh Taylor literally pretended to fight Jack Catterall for a year and a half. You know what I mean? And this is why I call him the biggest, right? Bud, it comes second to this. It's the same move, but Josh Taylor did it for much longer, right? Now, Bud might have did it on a bigger scale, right? But Josh Taylor did it for much longer, right? We were so focused on Bud, right, in Earl fight, we didn't even see Josh Taylor, you know what I mean, pull this fuck move, right, over our ass, right? But this man basically just used that Jack Catterall steam, that Jack Catterall fame until he got, you know, a way out. You know what I mean? Until he got a way out, until he got, you know, something. And now his excuse is, right, well, I'm not fighting Jack Catterall because Teofimo Lopez is a bigger fight. So now all of a sudden this Teofimo Lopez come up. Now, oh, you go say fuck everything you said. So fuck the reason you said you dropping the belts because it was personal. So it ain't personal no more with Jack Catterall. It's clearly personal if you running up on him every time you see him out in public. Facts, TD. And right, and the reason he said that, facts, TD said I think Josh only stayed at 140 because the Jack fight didn't go as planned. Bingo. He realized if Jack can whoop my ass, so can them folks at 140. He said, so he realized he's good at 147, so he had to stay. Right. You know what I mean? He was like, damn, if Jack can whoop my ass, I know they can. But he knew that he couldn't fight Jack again because Jack was going to whoop his ass. So think, Teddy, that's exactly what I'm saying. That man had a master scheme. That man had a master scheme, Teddy. And we finna get into Bud, right, Teddy? That man had a master scheme. That man had a master scheme, Teddy, to not fight fucking Jack Catterall. That man let go of not one belt, Teddy, not two belts, Teddy, not three belts, Teddy. that man let go of three belts, Teddy. That man let go of three belts, bro, to not fight Jack Catterall, right? He let go of the belts and said, I let him go because I want to fight Jack Catterall. But there's three belts gone. And he still didn't fight Jack Catterall. Every time the fight got close, bro, the folks said a new date, Teddy. They said about 3 or 4 new dates. And every time the date got closer, he hurt himself. He hurt himself. Y'all, let's see how many times he get hurt for this Teofimo Lopez fight, right? Let's see how many times he get hurt for this Teofimo Lopez fight. Right? Every time that Jack Catterall fight got close, he got hurt, right? So let's see how many times he get hurt for this Teofimo Lopez fight. Let's not eat, right? If y'all still want to give him hope, right? I most definitely think he watched T.O. I most definitely think he go beat T.O. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. He ducked Jack Catterall. He said it was personal. I guess it's not personal no more. I'm just going off what Josh said. You know what I mean? Josh said it was personal. Josh said he let go of the belts because he wanted to fight, you know what I mean, Jack Catterall, because he wanted to get the people, you know what I mean, the fight that they wanted. And now all of a sudden, it ain't personal. You still want to run down on them in public, right, in a safe place where you got people around you who go break y'all up. But you don't want to fight him inside of the ring where ain't nobody but you and him, and ain't nobody go break y'all up until one of y'all drop or until one of y'all can't fight no more. What it sound like to me is you don't want to take yourself through that experience no more. It sounds like you went through something, right, that you never want to go through again. That usually happens when you're thankful for getting out of a situation. You know what I mean? You had to dig down. You went through some shit, right? And you really don't want to go through that. And I'm noticing the pattern with Josh Taylor, right? Because we finna move along to Bud Crawford. I'm noticing the pattern with Josh Taylor, right? Whenever Josh Taylor has no problem digging down and having to fight, right? But whenever Josh Taylor really has to dig down, right? He dig down. There's never a rematch. Whenever there's a fight in question, right? If it's a guy that's on Josh Taylor level, right? If it's a guy that can, they could get up with Josh Taylor is hesitant to get back in the ring with them. One of the reasons, I love Manny Pacquiao, right? One of the reasons that I love Floyd Mayweather, right? One of the reasons that we love Sugar Ray Robinson, right? We love Muhammad Ali. We love Joe Frazier. We love Jermell Charlo, right? We love Tony Harrison, right? A lot of the reasons that we love those guys, right, is because those guys take challenges. Those guys take 50-50 fights. Those guys take rematches, right? If a fight is close, they have no problem getting back in the ring and going through that because they have stuff to prove to themselves, right? They have things to prove to themselves. I like that about a fighter, right? It show where your gall at. Josh Taylor, the man can fight, right? And I'm not challenging Josh Taylor's heart because I believe in the fight he go dig down and he go dog fight with anybody, right? But Josh Taylor going back into that fighting, right? You knowing what you getting yourself into, you will go in unknowingly, right? Because you don't got, you're not scared of nobody. You got your shit, you know what's up. But it's one thing to go in that doghouse when you know it's another big dog on the other side, right? You could think that a guy pretending to be a big dog, right? But when you know it's another big dog in front of you. Like because you've been through there. You know what he coming with. He know what you coming with. You know what he coming with though, right? And he put that question in your mind. Shit, do I want to go through that again? Josh Taylor, his go back in that fire ain't as it ain't what I thought it was. You get what I mean? I think in the fight he damn good, but I don't think he want to go back in there with Jack Catterall. I don't think he want to go back in there with Regis Prograis. I think he'll rather do anything other than get back in the ring with those guys because those guys put him through shit where he, had to dig down for. Those guys put him through shit where he had to, make things happen. And maybe he like, nah, I'm not going back in there. You know what I mean? But he most definitely quick TW good. Appreciate slide through this. Do boy solid, hit that thumbs up for your boy. Whether you're here for a good time or a long time, you know what I mean. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know where you at. I got 29 likes. I got 20 people in the building. I know more than 29 of y'all been through here so far. So y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let's help keep the likes with the views. Let YouTube know that we talking this good boxing. Let YouTube know that we pick. Quick, TWT in the building. Appreciate you sliding through this junk. What's good, quick, Queen, quick. Boxing conversations. We about to get in the bud in a little bit, but I'm trying to make sure I want y'all to understand what I'm saying about Josh Taylor. Them little boys at 140 trying to swerve Regis. They made he got a belt. Yeah, in fact, them little boys don't want no smoke with Regis down there at 140. Y'all know them little boys don't want no smoke with Regis at 140, man. Y'all know them little boys don't want no smoke with Regis down there at 140, man. Freddie C. Cloudy said TL go put him through some shit too. I feel what you saying. I feel what you saying, Fred. Like it ain't a terrible fight. Like it makes sense for namesake, right? It's a big fight. He got two big names and all that thing though. But Freddie, where I'm coming from, Freddie, right? I feel where you coming from, Freddie. But understand where I'm coming from, Freddie, right? I thought it was personal, bro. You know you enjoyed Freddie. Which fight you think will be more competitive, right? But even if you think T will be more competitive, right? You know you enjoyed the Jack Catterall fight. Josh Taylor basically lost that fight, bro. You know what I mean? That was a close fight. That was a close fight, bro. T.O. just arguably lost to Sandor Martin. You know what I mean? Arguably. And Sandor Martin's a pretty good fighter, right? But they Jack Catterall fight, man, it's a lot of question marks around that fight, though. You know what I mean? And it's the fact that Josh Taylor was the one saying that, oh, this Jack Catterall fight is personal. You know what I mean? Oh, I'm gonna give the people the fight that they want. If y'all think he beat me, I'll fight him again. But I think initially what he said was how he really felt that he didn't want to fight him again. And I think once he said that, he was never gonna fight him again. You know what I mean? To begin with. You know what I mean? He strung us along as if he was, right? This Teofimo Lopez fight wasn't even a thing back then. This fight was supposed to be over. Every time the day got closer, Josh Taylor got hurt. You know what I mean? Now it's rumblings and rumors that he go, fight Teofimo Lopez. So I'm gonna count, and I want to see how many times he get hurt leading up into this Teofimo Lopez fight, right? So if he's able to get to this Teofimo Lopez fight on the first attempt at the first count, you know what I mean? I think I have reason to speculate, that he never wanted to fight Jack Catterall to begin with. I already feel like he never wanted to fight him to begin with. All these freak injuries just happened every time the fight got close, and now you fighting a different guy. He said, I feel you. His principle, like I said, the TL fight is the better fight, but he should have kept his word and fight Catterall. You feel like T.O. You feel like T.O. is a more competitive fight than Catterall? I kind of feel like Josh Taylor go dust T.O. up, man. And I hope he don't. I'm going to bet some money on T.O., right, as the underdog. But, man, I'm thinking he go dust T.O. up, right? I think I think I believe that he feel like he go dust T.O. up. You know what I mean? That's kind of what I'm saying about Josh Taylor knowing what he getting himself into versus, him thinking, oh, I got this guy. I think Josh Taylor need to feel like, oh, I got this guy. You know what I mean? To fight. I think if he know a guy got something for him, he'll look, more hesitant to go back in that fight. He said T.O. might not make it in the second half of the fight. George really beat the shit out of T.O. Sando dropped T.O. man. Josh go hurt that man. Facts, Teddy. That's where I'm at with it, Teddy. Those are my sentiments exactly, but I just don't see it. Josh Taylor is a man, and T.O. is, man, mentally, T.O. is a boy. T.O. is a boy. Josh Taylor is a grown man. You get what I'm saying? He know, right? He know. Josh Taylor know, and T.O. wondering. You get what I'm saying? That's the difference between Josh Taylor and T.O. Josh Taylor know what he got. Josh Taylor know what he possessed. Josh Taylor know what he bringing. You know what I mean? Right there. T.O., I think he's still searching for it. And he gonna be searching for it, and Josh Taylor gonna be moving on, is what I think. But with Jack Catterall, I don't know, because Jack Catterall is a man too. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor a man, Jack Catterall is a man. And T.O. is, you know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about their maturation. T.O. is a young man, right? Jack and Josh, those are grown men. You get what I'm saying? Those grown men. And they know. T.O. at this point, I don't think he got it. He don't got enough for Josh. Now, he got a puncher's chance. He could catch him with some shit, maybe. Right? Maybe he could catch him with some shit. Yo, I got 29 likes. I got 20 people in the building. I got 17 people right here. I got 20 people right here. But y'all do your boy favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let YouTube know that we live. Let YouTube know that we talking good boxing. Really appreciate everybody sliding into this thing. We about to get into the Terrence Crawford portion. You know what I mean? We talking about Josh. He said we only having this combo because Josh can fucking fight before T.O. dropped the ball. We weren't sure if T.O. won. Right, yeah, right. I feel like Josh dropped the ball too. Yeah, Josh can fucking fight. Yeah, facts. Yeah, Josh can fucking fight, bro. But yeah, I kind of feel like Josh dropped the ball. Teddy, I was saying earlier, Teddy, right, bro. Look at how respected Josh Taylor name was, bro, prior to this Jack Catterall fight. Have you ever seen the guy, right, have a fight and then not have another fight, but lose more like love, lose more respect, lose more rank in boxing than Josh Taylor right now? Yo, think about it, Teddy, right? In one fight, literally, in one fight, right, Josh Taylor went from probably, bro, in one fight, right, Josh Taylor went from having people like me, right, saying that, hey, bro, I think this dude might be able to compete with Bud, man. I think this dude might be able to compete with Spence, man. Hey, man, I think this dude, the best dude at 140, man. Hey, man, he gave Reeves a dog fight, man. You think he lost? I think he lost too, but it was a damn good fight. It was close. Could have went either way. I had Reeves winning by a point. He could win either way, right? He beat Reeves' man. He beat Jose Ramirez. He dropped Jose Ramirez, right? Outboxed Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez made a tough fight early, but he figured Jose Ramirez out. Made Jose Ramirez look elementary. He exposed Jose Ramirez. He ain't been the same since. He didn't turn Jose Ramirez to a boxer, right? You ever seen the guy went from comeback two bad was good? You ever seen the guy go from bro maybe being top three, top five best fighters in the world, right? Bud Crawford, Earl Spence, Jermell Charlo, Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? It was that type of thing going on with Josh Taylor, dog, man. It was like, man, when you talk about, man, you got to name Josh Taylor. You know what I mean? Y'all ever seen the guy go from that to, man, he a fraud, man. He got all these good decisions, man. Man, Josh Taylor. You ever seen like it happened so quick, bro? Like it happened so quick, bro. He hadn't even had a fight yet. Literally, bro. He beat Jose Ramirez, dropped him, was on the top of the world. Beat Jose Ramirez, dropped him, was on the top of the world. You know what I mean? He had one fight with Jack Catterall, ain't had a fight since, and his whole like persona and profile, bro, has been complete 360. It's wild, bro. Like I think that's like, bro, he went from almost like the lovable villain. Like he went from like Deadpool to like a villain quick. You get what I'm saying? Josh Taylor. Josh Taylor went from kind of like Deadpool, right? Like lovable villain to like, bro, you a duck. Like we don't respect you. Like you not who we thought you was, right? He went from Deadpool to Benedict Arnold, right? Bro, You not who we thought you was, but we thought you was one of them ones, right? We thought you was different. We thought you was special. We thought you was a generational fighter. I ain't even gonna say talent, right? Because I don't want to get misconstrued like I'm talking about athleticism or anything like that. We thought you was a generational fighter. You know what I mean? Type deal. But this Jack Catterall move, man, this exposed Josh Taylor for me, man. It's exposed a lot. I used to grade this dude. Had I had this again, I had this dude ranked above Jermell Charlo. You know what I mean? I had this dude ranked above Jermell Charlo. You know what I mean? I'm disappointed in Josh, which is why I had to do him the right way. I'm disappointed in Bud, right? Which is why I'm gonna do him the right way this month. You know what I mean? But I want to make sure we understand, what I'm saying when I'm talking about Josh and this move that he pulled. These have to be the two biggest duck moves that I've seen. And Josh Taylor's, I feel like is much bigger than Bud. And we gonna talk about it, right? Who y'all think that is the biggest, right? Once I start getting into the Bud situation. Now the Bud situation, we kind of followed this jump more closely to the vest, right? You know what I mean? We kind of followed the Bud, ducking situation more closely to the vest, right? Given Bud ducked on a bigger level. Now, I'm going to ask the question where I need to put up a poll, right? Who's the biggest duck? Josh Taylor, Bud. I need to put a poll up, right? Now, I understand, right, that Bud did duck on the higher scale and the bigger level, right? But I feel like Josh Taylor's duck move was more devious, was a little more, even more devious than Bud's, right? You know what I mean? Because it went on longer. You know what I mean? It went on a lot longer, type deal. You know what I mean? As far as the actual fight being scheduled, not the years leading up into it. My guy Freddie said win, lose, or draw, reduce them out. Yeah, I think Reed's the bad man at 140. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Reed's the baddest man at 140. I ain't even gonna hold you, dog. Like I don't think people messing with Regis program down there at 140 right now. Somebody gotta prove me wrong. DP said, come on, T Buddy is the bigger duck because he did the most shit talking. Let's talk about it, man. And we go keep it strictly right. We go keep it strictly on topic, right? And this gonna be our timetable, y'all. This gonna be our timetable, right? I think I'm gonna pour me a little drink again. Just a little drink again, right? Pour me a little drink again. It's too early to drink. I don't give a fuck. 7:30 we drinking. Right. So we go, this gonna be our timetable, right? Right. I wanna make sure everybody with me. I'm gonna make sure everybody with me. I got 20 people in the building, I got 33 likes. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy T Hunt. What's good, King? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, T Hunt. Where the fuck G5 at? Glad you can make it, T Hunt. Glad you can make it. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy when you scroll on in, when you roll on in. We in this thing having us a boxing conversation, right? We just had the Josh Taylor convo. We talked about how Josh Taylor bamboozled, the whole boxing world, right? I kind of talked about how Josh Taylor let your boy down, right? How we thought Josh Taylor was one of them ones. We thought he was one of them birds, one of them grizzlies, one of them gorillas, right? And then he turned out to be kind of a little pup, man. You know what I mean? He turned out to be kind of a little disappointment, man. I was saying how I never seen a guy go from literally sugar to shit without even having a fight. You know what I mean? Since Jack Catterall, right? Uh, Highly disappointed. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor, he fighting Teofimo Lopez after a year and a half of telling us that it was personal with Jack. After a year and a half of running down on Jack, every time he seen him act like he just want to rip him apart. Now you're not even go get in the ring with him. You know what I mean? Now you're not even go get in the ring with him. You know what I mean? But right, I digress. Now we about to have us a Bud Crawford conversation. You know what I mean? The two biggest, this is called Hollywood Ducking. You know what I mean? And just to sum it all up, right? Josh Taylor, he got away with ducking Jack Catterall, right? Because in the beginning, he used the 147 excuse that he had already, planned before he went in, right? He was like, I'm moving up to 47, right? So he after the Jack Catterall fight, he said, I was already moving up to 47 anyway. Boom. And then he came back and said, and then the sanction body said, hey, bro, give me these belts because you supposed to defend it them. You moving, if you not, you stand at 140, then we got the right to take these belts. And then boom, they start snatching belts. Then we start asking questions like, hey, bro, why they snatching belts? And then Josh had to come up with another reason how I got away with Duck. Oh, he said, oh, well, I'm letting all them belts go because I am staying at 140. Surprise. And I'm going to fight Jack Catterall. How about that? Y'all like that? So we like, yeah, let's go. Josh fighting Jack Catterall again. Right? Boom. So that's phase two. So he said, I'm going to fight Jack. So he about to fight. He set a date to fight Jack. Right? And boom, he get hurt when they get 2 weeks away from the fight. Okay, so they rescheduled the fight, right? 3 months go by. He about to fight again, right? And boom, he get hurt right before the fight, right? 3 more months go by. Now they got contract negotiation problems, right? Boom, 3 more months go by. Now they're about to fight, you know what I mean, in January of this year, right? 3 weeks before the fight, boom, Josh Taylor. 2 weeks before the fight, boom, Josh Taylor messed up his foot, right? Damn. So Josh Taylor then got hurt 3 times, and they had a contract issue. This fight been dragged on for a year and a half. How I got away with ducking, 2022-23, Josh Taylor edition, right? So boom, my last injury, I hurt my foot. I see Jack Catterall at a fight, and I run over to him, ready to fight him at the fight, right? Oh, I want to fight you bad. I hurt my foot. That's why, I couldn't fight. But I got the energy and I got the movement to run up on you in public. So yeah, so you getting us ready for the fight, right? Promotion for the fight. Then come out 2 weeks ago from today, you fighting Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? Boom. That's how I got away with ducking 2022, 2023, Josh Taylor edition. I tricked everybody. I told you I was fighting Jack Catterall. I just sat and waited till I got a better opportunity to fight. Teofimo Lopez wasn't even at 140. I jumped on this Teofimo Lopez fight. Kind of how my counterpart, Bud Crawford, was one about to talk about, jumped on his David Albanese situation. You know what I mean? It takes more than a couple weeks to make fights, right? You kind of got to have these fights in the bag already. I just told you how Josh Taylor was telling us he was about to fight Jack Catterall, right? But as soon as he got the Teofimo Lopez call, he was all over, and that's the fight that he was doing. All these injuries was just him. I ain't gonna say it was him waiting on Teo, but it was him waiting on better opportunities. And when the Teo opportunity presented himself, he jumped on it. But you better believe it took more than a couple weeks to make that happen. That was at least months worth of work, just like Bud Crawford and David Albanese, right? Now I ask y'all, who y'all think pulled the biggest duck move, right? This is a real question. I got 24 people in the building, right? This is a real question. I need some feedback, right? I need some feedback. I know a lot of y'all at work, right? I understand. But all y'all ain't at work. Some of y'all working night shift, right? Really appreciate y'all slide through. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. 33 likes in here. I know more than 33 of y'all been through here. We greatly appreciate it, right? So y'all tell me, dude, what's good, dude? So y'all tell me what's going on, right? So y'all tell me who y'all feel like made the biggest duck move. I just told y'all how I felt like Josh Taylor made the biggest. I just told y'all how about Josh Taylor duck move, right? We about to run through Bud Crawford duck move, right? So we go. This is the timetable, right? This is the timetable. I'm gonna say the timetable, right? Now I could go back 3 years ago, right? 3 and 4 years ago. Matter of fact, let's use a quote. Let's use a quote from 3 or 4 years ago. Now I got 27 people in the building. We on the board put. We're on the board portion. So y'all right on time, right? Y'all right on time. Y'all hit that like button up for your boy, right? So let's use this. Let's say that when Bud Crawford moved to 147, nobody is ducking, right? Let's say that the time that they seen each other in the hallway and Bud quote unquote walked down on Earl Spence, right? Let's say that was the time where this all started. But the last thing that they said right there was Earl Spence said, "After I get all the belts, we go fight," right? So let's just say that they had an agreement from that day. Right, that's the last thing they said. Earl Spence said, "After I got out of straps, we go fight." Bud said, "I called you, you didn't even answer." Earl said, "I ain't got your number." He said, "Save my number." He said, "I don't know your number." He said, "Save it." Right? And Earl said, "All right." And Bud said, "All right." They shook hands and Bud walked out. Right? Earl said, "After I get out of the straps, we go fight." Right? So let's just set the timetable. Right? Let's just say that. Let's say that's the timetable. Right? Let's say after I get out of the straps, we go fight. Now, the timetable we said, right, is Yordenis Ugas and Earl Spence. Can we agree that that's fair, right? I got 28 people in the building. I still got 33 likes. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I got 28 people in the building. Is that a fair assessment for me to make? I want to get a basis before we get to going, right? Earl Spence said, "After I get out of the strap, we'll see who holds up the division," right? So I feel like it's fair for us to start at the Yordenis Ugas fight after Earl Spence got out of the strap, right? We gonna say nobody was ducking. We gonna say nobody was ducking, right? And we gonna say that it don't start until after Earl Spence get out. That's the first assessment, Freddie. Shout out my guy, Freddie. That's the first assessment. Shout out my guy, Freddie. Freddie said, "Yeah." So I only need one of y'all. Appreciate that, my guy. I only need one of y'all. I only need one of y'all to feel like that. That's a fair assessment, right? So that's a fair assessment, Fred. Thank you. So let's just start from your Daniels Ugas fight, right? Let's just start from your Daniels Ugas fight, right? So Bud Crawford got a voluntary fair comeback. But okay, so Errol Spence after Daniels Ugas doesn't have a fight, right? He don't got to fight nobody. He got some mandatories coming up, but the timetable for the mandatories hasn't expired yet, right? The timetable for the mandatories still ain't expired yet, right? So he had up until now to make the fight, right? So Errol Spence is free to make the fight. Errol Spence is free to make the fight, right? Bud Crawford just fought Sean Porter for his mandatory, right? So he has a voluntary as well, right? Errol Spence just unified, right? He just unified. He got a Mando coming up, but we know unification trumps mandatory. Bud has a voluntary. Bud don't even have a mandatory, right? So Bud don't even have a fight that he has to fight at this point. You know what I mean? So is it fair for us to say, right? I want y'all to stay with me, right? Is it fair for us to say that both fighters' schedule is free for a fight right now, right? Errol Spence just beat Ugas, right? He just got all the belts, right? So now he's saying that he can make the fight. It took him, like 2 years because he had the car accident, right? But he unified. Could have went a little faster, but Crawford had to snatch one of the belts, right? But it happened the way it happened, right? I digress. So he got out of belts, right? Is it fair to say, right? Errol doesn't have a fight right now because Errol still hasn't had a fight, right? So he don't got a fight right after Ugas, right? That fight happened in April? That fight happened in April? So he don't got to fight after your Daniels Ugas, right? You know what I mean? But Crawford, don't got a mandatory. He got a voluntary fight he could fight. So schedule open. He got a fighter that he could choose, right? And if you choose Errol Spence, that wouldn't even be considered voluntary. That'll be considered. That'll be considered. You know what I mean? A unification fight, right? So he open. So both fighters are open. So this is the perfect time to negotiate. And guess what? Right? All the reports dropping left and right. Boom, early Bud negotiating. So we happy about the fight, right? So we about to get the fight that we want. Bud want the fight, Earl want the fight, right? Bud want the fight, Earl want the fight. And I'm only talking about this timetable right now, the most recent situation, right? The most recent situation, right? Both fighters want to fight. Both fighters open. They negotiation. They negotiating, right? Now, negotiations ain't going quite well, right? Negotiations ain't going quite well, right? And then all of a sudden, boom, Bud Crawford says that he agrees, right? It comes out, right? This is news being reported, right? Actually, Bud did say it out his mouth too, right? That he agreed to all terms, right? So him agreeing to all terms, meaning that we're about to get a fight. The fight is right around the corner, meaning that they've been negotiating, right? And they close to a deal being done, right? So if you agree to all terms, that means that the fight is pretty much made, right? So at this point, both fighters still want to fight. Errol Spence clearly wants to fight because he signed the PBC, sending the contract offer, right? Bud clearly wants to fight, right? Because the news is breaking that his side agreed to all terms, right? Right. So both fighters still want to fight, right? So my question is, how do we get from both fighters agreeing to all terms? Because Errol clearly got to agree with all terms because the contract came from him, right? Would that be a fair assessment to make? Errol Spence agreed to all terms because the contract came from his side, so clearly he down with it, right? But Crawford agreed to all terms because it came out of his mouth and from his side that he agreed to all terms, right? So if you agree to all terms, that means pretty much the fight is made. So my question now is, and I think it's a fair question to ask, right? I think it's a fair question to ask. At what point did Bud have time to negotiate that David Avanesian fight if he agreed to all terms with Errol Spence, right? Literally, like I want us to think about that for a second, right? If I agree to all terms with you and then I go fight a fight with somebody else, right? That means I chose to fight somebody else rather than fighting you. Now, at no point, right? At no point in the contract negotiation, right? If we negotiate in good faith, do I go negotiate, with somebody else, You know what I mean? That's like at no point am I negotiating the contract in good faith. Do I go negotiate contract now with somebody else? My thing is, if me and you been negotiating, right? If Earl and Bud have been negotiating, negotiate, negotiating for months on months at a time, right? 4 or 5 months at a time, right? And they couldn't come to an agreement, right? And I'm just saying that my man, right? They both wanted to fight the whole 4 or 5 months. They both wanted to fight, right? And I'm going off what was reported, right? That they both agreed to terms. We got that reported, right? We know again, we know Earl agreed to the terms because he signed the contract, and Bud came out and said that he agreed to our terms, right? So y'all agreed to our terms. So at what point did you find time? So at what point did you find time to agree to terms with David Avenesian, set that fight up, and actually make that fight happen? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? At what point did you have time to negotiate with David Avenesian if you agreed to our terms with Earl Spence? If you agree to our terms with Earl Spence, why would you even be entertaining a fight with David Avenesian? You know, the two don't equate. The two don't make sense, right? And when I tell people, right, they're strictly off that move, not nothing in the past, not nothing 3 years ago, 4 years ago, nothing. Strictly off the last situation that happened, right? Bud Crawford came out of his mouth and said he agreed to our terms. So that means you agreed to terms with Earl and you agreed to terms with David Avenesian. I'm letting it straight on the table, right? You could say he ducked him, right? Or you could say he chose to fight Avenesian before Bud. You could say, oh well, he negotiated with Earl later on, right? But at that time, right, we all, we all just see it, right? We all just, we ain't even gotta agree on this because this is a fact, right? But there was a free space for them to make a fight. Earl Spence still ain't had a fight, so he's still in his free space. Bud had a fight with Avenesian, right? And now he may have a mandatory coming up. Spence is moving to 154, right? Because we just had a free space, right, for y'all to fight, and you chose with your voluntary fight, and you chose with your voluntary fight, right? And I'm going to show you how this is like Josh Taylor, right? Now he didn't do it for as long as Josh Taylor, right? But let's just say that you were negotiating with Earl Spence in good faith until this David Avenesian fight, you know, uh, presented itself, right? And I don't think it's unreasonable for me to believe that you and Josh Taylor was just sitting and waiting for better opportunities to come up because neither of you guys really wanted to fight Jack Catterall or you didn't want to fight Errol Spence. And the situations is crazy how similar the situations are. I kind of think these guys are on a collision course to fight each other, almost just being real with you. I kind of feel like they're on the collision course to fight each other with Josh Taylor having that WBO strap. You know what I mean? We're gonna talk about that at the end when I finish walking y'all down this Bud and how these guys are a lot similar like in these situations. I feel like just like Bud, you waited for a better situation to arise in itself. Let's just say that you were negotiating with Earl in good faith, but the moment you had Teofimo Lopez, but the moment you had a David Avenesian opportunity, you took that David Avenesian opportunity because just like Josh Taylor, what you said the very first time is how you really felt. That's what you really meant. And what you had been saying is that you're never going to fight Earl Spence, right? It's an interview out here where they asked you about Earl Spence. You said no, that fight is never going to happen. They actually said, what about at 154? You said no, not even at 154. You know what I mean? We got to listen to these fighters. You know what I mean when they talk. Now there were occasions where Bud said, I will fight Earl Spence, right? But there are also, occasions where he said, I wouldn't fight. You know what I mean, Earl Spence. You could never find Earl Spence saying, I wouldn't fight Bud. There's no back and forth. There's no flip-flop, as far as that go along. With Earl Spence, right, the flip-flop may come when you ask him about other people and how they feel. You know what I mean? That's where people try to get on Earl. Well, he said this about this. Yeah, because you asked him about what somebody else said, right? But when it comes to Earl and what he said he go do, right? He does everything he said that he's going to do. You know what I mean? Stuff flip flop when you ask him about other people, he might say, You know what I mean? Yeah, he said he gonna fight. He might say, nah, man, I don't know what that man gonna do. He said, yeah, man, the fight pretty much done. He said, man, I don't know what the fight pretty much. Yeah, on some shit like that, they got other people involved. Yeah, it may sound flip flop because other people involved. But what he said is, I got this amount of fights, and then I'm gonna fight Terence Crawford. He had that amount of fights. He did exactly that. And then he said, I'm gonna fight Terence Crawford. The only thing he didn't do was fight Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? Everything that you can say that Errol Spence go flip flop about is some shit with Terence Crawford. You know what I mean? He told Jerome Booth Ennis, you go get your shot. You know what I mean? And eventually that's gonna come true too. It just ain't the time right now. You know what I mean? Because Earl's not gonna be at 47. You know what I mean? He wanted to fight Bud Crawford and he was gonna move up. That's what he said. He wanted to get undisputed, not even fight Bud Crawford, get undisputed to move up. You know what I mean? But him and Josh Taylor, like the situation's the same. In the Errol Spence and Bud fight, it was on a bigger scale, bigger level. We smooth didn't even see Josh Taylor and Catterall, but it happened the same. Those guys just waited for better opportunities. I really do think that maybe they were planning to fight Jack, and Bud was planning to fight Earl, right? But the moment they got an album, the moment they got a chance to get away from it, the moment they got a chance not to step in that fire, you know what I mean? They took it. Now, you could say, now both those guys gave reasons, right? Now I want y'all to hear me out because we're getting into, I put Duck in the title. You could say it was a different move, right? You could say it was a better move. You could say it was more money, right? But my now is Duck. That's what I'm calling it, right? And I choose that for a reason. I could say maneuver, right? But plain as day, flat out on the table. Y'all both had one fight on the table and then two fights on the table, right? They just make it ABC, black and white, just lay it out on the table. Y'all had Bud, you had an Errol Spence fight on the table. Josh Taylor, you had a Jack Catterall fight on the table, right? And then y'all got different fights to arise. Bud, you had a David Avenesian fight to arise. Josh Taylor, you had a Teofimo Lopez fight to arise, right? Now, for whatever your reason is, even if you feel like you beat those fighters, and everybody in the world feel like you beat those fighters, if you do beat those fighters, right, you had two fights on the table, right? And it's a duck because you chose to fight a different fighter for whatever the reason may be, right? I feel like y'all should have came out and just said from the beginning y'all don't want to fight those guys, which y'all did, but y'all also went back and said y'all do want to fight them, and y'all caused a lot of confusion. So it was a lot of y'all saying y'all do, a lot of saying y'all don't. You know what I mean? A lot of maneuvering going on, right? But y'all had two options on the table, and y'all chose option B for whatever reason. Oh, I'm gonna make more money. Oh, it's a bigger fight. And with Bud, he don't even got that excuse. Bud has no out. You know what I mean? Because no bigger fight was than Earl. With Josh Taylor, you said it was personal, right? You want to beat him up when you see him in public. You already dropped out of belts to fight him, quote unquote. Why not go ahead and fight? I know you're talking about RWT or a bigger fight. You know what I mean? Y'all both had the option and y'all chose different options. It's a dub, plain as day. You know what I mean? Y'all strong the people along, y'all strong the fans along in the same time, simultaneously, y'all. Simultaneously, right? Both them guys did it at the same time. I think they on a collision course for one another, y'all. I'm telling you, I think that fight is coming, yo. I think that fight is coming, yo. Josh Taylor versus, I'm telling you, dog, they one in the same. You know what I mean? These moves was done at the same time. I'm almost starting to feel like it was orchestrated by the same guy. Y'all know what I mean? I'm almost starting to feel like because I'm almost starting to feel like that was orchestrated by the same guy. You know what I mean? Like, you know, where Avenesian come from? Pro Bellum. David Avenesian is a pro Bellum fighter. David Avenesian is a pro Bellum fighter. Y'all go talk to me nice. I know I'm over some of y'all here right now. But you know what I mean? Yeah, I feel like this fight is on the way, bro. Like And it's crazy, and people are still like, just if you we gonna break it down A, B, and C, man. Just break it down to its most simplest form. Whatever the reason, whatever the reason, whatever the reason may be, you had an option and you chose another. You didn't pick fight. For whatever reason, you say you didn't pick it. You ain't pick it. You know what I mean? You had a chance to, and you didn't. And at the end of the day, you can call it what you want to call it. I choose to call that shit a goddamn duck because that's exactly what it is. You know what I mean? Especially when you got both fighters already admitting to previously at some point. You got both fighters already admitting to previously at some point that they never out their mouth they didn't want to fight the other guys for whatever reason. They didn't want to fight, and they ended up what? Not fucking fighting. You know what I mean? Not fucking fighting. The DK running thing, you think you're making solid points, man. I'm just saying, dog. Like this, like the plans, like, and that could be, and I could be, oh, you know. But look though, the plans, the plots, man, the timing of it. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, if Bud and Josh Taylor fight, you know what I mean? I think them plans the same. Dog. They was the same plan. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think it's a coincidence. And then I don't think it's a coincidence, right, that Josh Taylor is about to fight Teofimo Lopez. You know what I mean? Bob Arum has openly, and we know he's openly working with DK. You know what I mean? We know that much. We know that much, right? But I digress, man. I digress. But when it come like you could, when it come to, and it's sad, like when it come to like people who we think these fighters, both these fighters have been undisputed at 140. Actually, let's think about this for a second, right? These are the two last undisputed champions from 140. Bud Crawford had it, and then Josh Taylor had it. You get what I'm saying? And both of them got to a point in their career, like they both went, like, and it's crazy, man. They got oddly similar careers. You know what I mean? Josh Taylor might not never go to 147 because I think he realized that it's over with for him. He realized they gonna fuck him up up there. You know what I mean? They gonna fuck him up up there. He'll have to wait. Actually, it ain't no waiting for him. They gonna fuck him up up there. You know what I mean? Jack Catterall fucked him up. They gonna fuck him up up there. You know what I mean? So he realized that he can't go to 147. Right? But when you look at their careers, how like it's like at one point, both these guys, and actually both these guys was on the pound for pound list. Of course, they was top ranked fighters, right? And top ranked mate, you know, the pound for pound list, top ranked in Ring Magazine, right? Who worked together. They both got two different official lists, right? My list just as official as they goddamn list because don't none of them niggas work with me so I can look at all the fighters unbiasedly, right? And make me a real list. Of course, they go put their fighters at the top of the list, which is why you have Monster Inoue, right? Over Earl Spencer. Don't even have Jermell Charlo up there. You know what I mean? At all, type deal. So pound for pound is subjective, right? But you got Josh Taylor in terms of Bud Crawford, who was the top all of the pound for all of the pound for pound, you know, official list. And both these guys went from being viewed as like some of the best fighters in the world, literally like some of the best fighters in the world, to now we look at them sideways. Like when you mention that name, it's a lot of you would think with fighters, you know, being so good, right, with them having so much talent, with them being so accomplished, right, that when we speak that name, it'll be more good things said about him, but it's more question marks. It's more it's more disdain for him, right? It's more we talk about more so the what they missed on, right, than what they hit with. Like it's like they misses was so big you can't really ignore the fact that they missed on the right. Like man, Jack Catterall and Bud, they did a good job of building up these Earl Spence and Jack Catterall fights to not give them to. You know what I mean? This in my day and time, right? He said Josh hasn't got the power for 147. Yeah, fact, right? In my day and time, I think these got to be the two most bullshit moves I ever seen any boxers make, dog. Right? And then at the time, I was believing the Earl of Bud thing because, see, you know, we want that junk to happen so bad. These, like this, the Earl of Bud thing made me realize, right, that the bottom line in boxing is really all that matter, right? You boxing is about, man, building up fights, right? It's about you know, making the most. if they could sell you an idea right, and they could make that if if fighter A and fighter B right, if fighter A can beat fighter B, but fighter B promotional company no, if fighter A can beat they fighter B in his promotional company, they'll pump fake, oh yeah, we go fight fighter A, and they'll keep fighting fighters on their own promotional company, right? They'll keep on sending us, yeah, I'm gonna fight the guy over there. I'm gonna fight that guy over there. Keep the interest alive, man. That early bullshit that really taught me, right? You damn sure can't believe, like, you can't even believe people close to you when it comes to certain situations. You know what I mean? You can't believe half of what you see, right? And you can't believe none of what you hear when it comes to certain situations. Also, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury situation taught me that boxing MMA was good, pimp. Appreciate you sliding through this thing, boxing. Glad you can make it. Glad you can make it. I didn't have the whole show then. That thing up there, but I'm putting it there now. What's good, boxing? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, Ken. Just had the DuckTale stories. I just broke down the DuckTale stories. I got 19 people in the building. Y'all hit that thumbs up, brother. Y'all just passing through. We just had the DuckTale stories, right? To sum this shit up, pretty much. Uh, Josh and Bud, you know what I mean? They pulled the same move. They pretty much strung us along as if they was gonna fight these guys, Earl and Jack Catterall. They string us along until something easier, right? But better for them, right? To something better came along and they man are out, right? They strung these fights and came up with it out. In no way, shape, or form do you be negotiating with somebody. You supposed to fight somebody. You got day six with somebody, and then all of a sudden you signed to fight somebody else. But you just agreed and you negotiated with this guy, right? But you never signed that dotted line. But this contract over here was just so sweet. You had to see that junk and sign that junk, right? It sounded like to me, right, on the plainest form, you had an option. Nonetheless, right, you had an option, right, and you chose option B over option A. You get what I'm saying? So I choose to call it short. Some people choose to call it goddamn. Or well, he made it's a bigger fight. Oh, it's a better fight. Oh well, he made money. He made money. He got paid this much, right? You know what I mean? However you want to spend it, right? However you want to spend it. You had an option to fight two people, and you chose to fight one motherfucker, and you ain't fight the other. That's a duck to me, especially when you told me you was fight him, and then you told me you weren't gonna fight him, but then you said you was gonna fight him again, and then now you go fight him for real this time, and then you still ended up not fighting. You know what I mean? So I don't think I don't think it's out of the me to believe that y'all just ain't want no smoke with these people. You know what I mean? Y'all just ain't want no smoke with them. Y'all didn't think y'all could beat them type deal. And I would rather y'all had just said that, right? But and then when you go back and think about it, both these guys really did at one point say they didn't want to fight these other fighters. But I think the people, they're peer pressure is motherfucker. Fans is what make boxing go because we the dollar, that make that shit go. Like them pay per views make that shit go. Them pay per views and shit, that merchandise and all that shit, them venues and shit. We the ones, that pay for these people shit. So we really choose who it, what I mean, and who not, type deal. So a motherfucker be knowing, what I mean, what's going on, type deal. And a lot of these niggas, they don't be wanting to risk even the little fame they got. Not understanding you can make some money, but you can't it'll probably never be another Floyd, right? But you can't beat Floyd Mayweather. People think Floyd Mayweather got all that money and he got that big because he beat everybody else. No, it's the people that Floyd beat the fuck up. You know what I mean? In the way that he beat them people up. He wasn't even knocking them people out. But them folks just couldn't touch Floyd. Like Floyd making them folks look stupid. Them folks look like they didn't belong in the ring before they couldn't hit Floyd. Right? You know what I mean? A lot bigger dudes. You know what I mean? A lot bigger dudes than Floyd. Is who he beat up, the way he beat him up. A lot of y'all pick and choose fights. That's why a guy like Earl Spence is the A side over a guy like Terence Crawford, right? Terence Crawford is quote unquote more accomplished, right? Got more divisions, right? But Earl Spence fought better fights. He fought bigger people. He fighting bigger venues, right? He got a bigger fan base. Terence Crawford can't put 40,000, you know what I mean, in Cowboy Stadium. Terence Crawford can't even get Cowboy Stadium. You know what I mean? He can't really bring out and sell out 20,000 plus arenas. You know what I mean? Type deal. And it's not because he's not a good fighter, not because he's not a high level fighter. It's because of who the people that he fought. Terrence Crawford is as popular as he ever been since this Earl Spence thing started. You know what I mean? Since this Earl Spence saga, all because the thought that he was about to fight, goddamn Earl Spence took him to another level. Josh Taylor, right, was viewed highly. He took Jack Catterall to another level. Jack Catterall about to fight Regis Prograis now, right? The two guys who the people feel like got robbed by Josh Taylor, right? And this is really Josh Taylor's past coming back to bite him in his ass, right? The two people that they feel like got robbed by Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, the Louisiana boy, right? And Jack Catterall, right? They are about to fight each other for the WBC belt. That's really gonna prove who the best guy at 140, right? Because we looked over the Regis Prograis fight, and you got that win, but we looked over that because it's Regis Prograis. It was a close fight, so we'll give you that. But we can't give you two. So now the two people that people feel like beat you, they're about to fight, and I feel like whoever win that fight is the best fighter. You know what I mean, at 140. As far as Bud, Earl said it, right? Let's go back. Earl said, after I get all the straps, we go see who holding up the division, right? So Earl got all the straps, right? He's one strap left, turns Bud Crawford. Earl Spence still ain't had a fight. Turns Crawford then already had a fight. You know what I mean? They had an opening to fight each other, right? No fight. You say you negotiate with Earl, you end up signing the contract to fight somebody else. Josh Taylor say you negotiate with Jack Catterall, you end up signing the contract to fight somebody else. So why y'all couldn't sign them contracts? Right? Them contracts were just so bad, y'all had to sign. You know what I mean? Like, and supposedly y'all was working out those contracts along with Josh Taylor and Bud too, right? Supposedly had agreed to everything. Those fights was about to happen. Josh Taylor kept getting hurt. Josh Taylor had dates. Earl and Bud had uh, targeted dates, right? But Josh Taylor and Jack really had dates. That's why I say Josh Taylor was way worse than Bud because he had real dates. He was like, bro, crazy like how this like all this fluff, you know what I mean, and shit be going on type deal. But I feel like Crawford had ample opportunity to make this fight happen. Exactly what Earl Spence said is what happened, man. Wait until I get the belts and we go see you holding up that division. Earl Spence said he said I got two fights left, the WBC belt, the WBA belt, then I'm gonna fight Bud. He got the WBC, he got the WBA. Only thing he didn't do was fight Bud Crawford, right? Earl Spence never had a history of not fighting people, never had a history of being hard to work with, negotiate with in the past, right? He get the Bud, then this happened. Bud, on the other hand, actually do got a history of this. Could negotiate with Manny Pacquiao, his own or manager, promoter, whatever. Bob Arum said that he's hard to work with, hard to negotiate with, right? So he does have a history of being hard to work with, hard to negotiate with. So it's not a surprise that he get the Earl Spence and he can't work with him and he can't negotiate with him, right? You know what I'm saying? It makes sense to me, right? Some people just gotta, call it Jack the Jet. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta call it, you know what I mean, or what it is, uh, type deal. I think what solidified, right? What really solidified is when you have Earl Spence on the table, you have Jack Catterall on the table for the longest, and then you have situations arise where, boom, you hop on those situations in the instant. You know what I mean? Like that boxer said, Josh disappointed me. I didn't expect him to be a dugger. Facts boxing. Facts, bro. Josh was saying this one of the best fighters in the world, like top three, just like Terrence Bud Crawford. Neither of these guys strike me as Ducker. Neither of these guys strike me as guys who didn't want smoke. Neither of these guys strike me as guys who would avoid. You know what I mean? Good competition. I got 18 people. I ain't gonna keep y'all in this thing too much. I like round numbers, right? I'm gonna stay here about 9 more minutes. You know what I mean? I got 37 likes in this joint. Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that like button for your boy before y'all slide up out of here. They ain't going home though. You know what I mean? Because I'm hungry as fuck right now. I'm hungry as hell. I'm thinking about what I'm eating right now. It's going on that time's about to be 8:30. It's going on that time's about to be 8:30. I got 9 more minutes left in this thing. But yeah, man, this I'm basically burying we not already buried the early in the Bud fight, right? I already had Bud Hall of Fame ceremony, you know what I mean? I put him in the Hall of Fame ceremony. It really was me burying that fight, if y'all ain't figured out. That was me burying that fight. That was me trying to put it in. You know, in a jokingly way, I was really burying that fight, man. I've been trying to tell you like this shit wasn't gonna happen for a minute. I saw the writing on the wall. You know what I mean? People were saying, well, he could make it after he fight Alvin. Nah, bro, he was never. The moment he signed to fight Alvin, that shit was done, right? I actually knew that they weren't gonna fight after this September date. You know what I mean? Didn't fly through after that. I knew it was bullcrap. I thought it was bullcrap before that, right? But you know, I had like that's why I said earlier, you really can't even trust your own people when it comes to certain goddamn fights. Right? I had got, I ain't gonna say that he was wrong because maybe he thought the same thing. You know what I mean? That I thought that he was really go, happen, which he probably did. But after that September 29th date, I ain't go through. I said, nah, man, this ain't what happened. They just using that shit as promotion, and I think it's the Crawford side, not the Earl Spence side. You know what I mean? That's leaking those dates and things like that. That's what I'm starting to think. It was all Crawford side. You know what I mean? 'Cause I know, some of these channels, you know, fight, some of these channels tied in with fighters and shit like that. So I'm thinking it was, the Bud side and the Bud folks, dropping them fake dates, trying to keep interest in Bud. So when he fight those other fights, we could pay attention to it, right? So that's why I really pretty much buried that fight and put it to bed because, I see the play, man, and we not giving, no more free promotion. You know what I mean? The fact that all I wanted was, which I was preaching for months, right? Earl Spence might just move up to 54 because when Earl Spence move up to 54, right, they stop all that early bullshit, right? And now people gonna start talking about, well, Crawford going up to 54. So y'all mean to tell me he gonna follow dude up to 54 after not fighting him at 47? What y'all think he gonna do at 54? He gonna get up there and he gonna hold up, 54. But that man ain't going to 54 because he can't be just picking through. He can't be just picking through them fights at 54 like that. He gonna get drawn. He gonna get busted up. You know what I mean? What's good, yo? Appreciate you sliding through this thing, yo. What's good? Shout out, guy, Ricky. Let me drop flames for them TWT. I ain't drop the flames for none of TWT, but let me drop the flames to What's good, Big Free? Appreciate you sliding through this thing. TWT building. I see y'all in this thing. I see y'all in this thing. Really said Team Spence was under the impression that the fight was going to happen because they was giving him everything they asked for. Yeah, facts. Know what I was saying, and know what I was saying really earlier. Like really, the only thing you could say that Earl be inconsistent about is other people moves. When you ask him about other people moves, you know what I mean. Them stories might change because he can't control what other people do. But everything that he said that he go do, everything that he can control, he most definitely did. And by him moving up to 154, just adds to their list. He said, if I can't get the Bud fight, I'm moving up to 154. I'm not staying at 154, too much longer, right? And I think Bud knew that. And I think Bud used it to his advantage. And now he done got himself up out there Earl Spence fight. I think he ducked it. You know what I mean? How I got away with ducking, 22, 23 edition, man. I think he ducked me, just dead on that. And everybody in this motherfucker know I fuck with Bud. I've been fucking with Bud before I was fucking with Earl. Bud was boxing about 3 or 4 years before Earl was. So I was watching his fights on ESPN when he had the little dreads and shit like that. And nigga was fighting at carnivals and with pigs in the crowd and clowns and shit over there in the corner. You know what I mean? I was watching Bud. You know what I mean? Type deal. So this ain't coming from hey, I just gotta call, Jackie Jack. When it comes to Bud. So I gotta call it Jackie Jack when it comes to Josh Taylor. And I used to like both these dudes, right? If you've been here, and I still like these dudes fight, I'm still watch their fights because I watch boxing and just what I do, right? But the respect level ain't the same, you know what I mean, for them as fighters, right? Not for them as men, because I don't know them niggas. I know Josh Taylor asshole because I didn't see him do enough shit in public, right? He an asshole, you know what I mean. But I think Bud, you know, maybe, just Bud just like anybody else, right? Type deal, as a person, but like strictly inside of the ring, these moves most definitely like some of the weakest shit, you know what I mean, that I could ever seen, in my life. To fool like everybody, like y'all, instead of just keeping it real, you're like, nah, I probably ain't gonna fight him. And at the point y'all did say y'all ain't gonna fight him, but y'all pretending to negotiate with him and shit like that to make them think you want to go fight him just so you could say, well, the negotiations was bad. And Josh Taylor didn't even say the negotiations were bad. Josh Taylor just said T.O. is a better fight. Man, get up out of here, dog. You was waiting on some shit to pop up like that. You know what I mean? It's not a better fight. It's an easier fight. That's what you want to say. Just like Bud said, well, I would not take a fight for just as much money. He was getting ready to say easier fight. You know what I mean? So why wouldn't I take a fight for just as much money if I could? You know what I mean? He said Bud doing all these fighting on Twitter. Like, yeah, Bud, yeah, right. Bud is not playing. Bud is upset right now, man. Bud on Twitter losing it now. That's how you know. That's how you know, right? When Bud do stuff like that, y'all, that's how you know he not fighting. You know, that's how you know it's over with. Like, really think about it, right? Y'all do your boy a favor. Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. I got 17 people in the building now. I know there's more than 17 people in here. You know what I mean? Y'all hit that thumbs up for your boy. Let you know that we live. Got 37 likes. Y'all get your boy to that 40 piece. He said, imagine the fighter asking about Aaron for authorization to improve expenses. He said, Ricky told you niggas a couple years ago. He said, Bud be doing all his fighting on Twitter. Like, nah, but it was a point in time, yo. It was a point in time, yo, where that September date, bro. That September date, bro. It was a couple of them jumps, like, bro, you know what I'm saying? They was saying was locked in, right? My last jump was September. Like, I was done with that September jump. I want that September jump hit. I was done with that, bro. You know what I mean? And it was one after that. They was saying, you know what I mean? You know, it was one after they just saying, you know what I mean, they might hit. So I know a few of them jumps was real. I said it was dead in the water, right? And then that September jump came up and then they had me. And then after that September jump missed again, I was never falling for it again. I said nope. Because I said we just gonna fall into a string. And that's when I started having Bud funeral. And that's when I started having them conversations like, okay, y'all, so who we gonna blame? It's gonna get down to a point where, you know, we gonna blame everybody, right? So let's go ahead and start blaming each other. So let's go and start blaming each other now, right? We had that string and we had that whole conversation of who fault it was and why. You know what I mean? And and whatever the reason being, it's still like a duck, pretty much the same, you know what I mean, conversation I'm having right now. I just had to tie in Josh Taylor to it now because I was so focused on Earl and Bud, right? I saw how Bud made these moves, right? I saw that, but I was so focused on Earl and Bud, I didn't realize that Josh Taylor was doing the exact same shit. You know what I mean? The exact same shit. And I don't think that's a coincidence. You know what I mean? I don't think it's a coincidence that Bud and Josh Taylor like both dodge fights that they could very well possibly lose. I don't think it'll be a coincidence if Bud and Josh Taylor ended up fighting. I don't think it'll be a coincidence if they fight for that WBO strap at 147, the ESPN David Killingham Bob Arum belt. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be surprised if they fighting for that. Also, I'm gonna throw this out there in the air, right? Y'all remember it came out the ESPN. I'm gonna say this again because I said it earlier. I'm gonna say it again. Y'all remember it came out that ESPN was under investigation for working with David Killingham, and Bob Arum said that I'm willing to tell, you know, the law enforcement everything they need to know would be open and honest with them. You know what I mean? I made jokes and shit like Bob Arum told them they ain't even gotta go down to the office. He pulled up a chair, he gave them crumpets and tea and shit, and they had that conversation. And now you see Bob Arum fighting T.O. You see Tyson Fury back, you know what I mean, with Bob Arum and shit. And we all know Bob Arum history about helping bring down organizations, right? We know how he stole top ranking down this shit. I wouldn't be too surprised if Bob Arum helped bring down, you know, some organization. You know what I mean? Right now, Bob Arum probably finna get everybody in that thing slam. Bob Arum probably in that thing singing like a canary. Bob Arum probably got wiretapped in every piece of room in his office. He probably got them all in his suits. Because you know ain't nobody touching Bob Arum. When the last time you seen somebody touch Bob Arum? Bob Arum got wires all up in them big ass suits he be wearing. I'm telling y'all. No, I'm just bullshit, y'all. But I ain't finna keep y'all in this thing too long. I appreciate y'all first sliding through this thing. Skin the hard way, 17. This ain't the future. It's just the present. That's how you rock 'em. And I'm out. Whatever. Yeah, you won't want to.